So, my friend, tell everybody who you are and tell everybody the date and the time of your anniversary that you were out celebrating your anniversary dinner with your wife, what restaurant you were at, and just take it from the top. Tell everybody what happened to you and your beautiful wife.
27th.
Okay, so take it from the top.
So we were out for a quiet evening, my fiance and I. We were celebrating our time together, our anniversary. And we decided to stop in at Tiempo Cantina in Webster. And so evening started out well. Took a while to get served, but nevertheless, we eventually were served. We started to eat. Not long after that, a waiter approached us and asked us if we could move tables. And so we were still enjoying our meal. And at that point, he left. He came back, the assistant manager came and proceeded to tell us that that area had been reserved. And I responded, letting him know, hey, this is a public area. You can't reserve or rent this area out. And he told us basically that he would bribe us to move tables. So he was going to put drinks at our table. We declined that offer, told him that if we had another 15 minutes or so, we finished our meal. At that point, we'd move on and leave the restaurant. The service wasn't what we expected. We were very disappointed. We decided we would leave. He told us we could have 10 minutes, to which I just, we looked at each other, and 5 minutes pass. Young lady comes by, tells us that we needed to move tables. And I proceeded to ask her, do we have a choice? And she said, well, we want you to move tables. We have a party here that's coming in already. You've already been asked to move. I said, ma'am, am I given a choice? And she said, yes. I said, well, you're posing it in the question form, but you're really telling us that we need to move tables. And so things didn't sound right to me. I proceeded to start recording with my cell phone, which I'm glad I did. At which point she responded saying, you're being aggressive, and I'm gonna call the police and have you arrested. Police took maybe 10 minutes. They came out. I tried to speak my piece, let them know what was going on. Never at one point was I asked to leave, or we were asked to leave the restaurant. In fact, we were asked to move tables, and our receipt was discounted as a result of the inconvenience that we received. The officer was told otherwise. I stood up getting ready to leave. At that point, I was arrested and booked at the Webster jail. I've never been arrested before. Don't have any kind of criminal background. I represent a second generation company. I'm a builder. That's what I do for a living. And here in the Houston area, I found myself arrested. I had to fight these charges, as you know. Charges were dropped. Police officer proceeded to state to the district attorney and also in a written statement that he had asked me to leave 4 times. When I showed back the tape, because I had the cell phone video, I had the receipts per se. The district attorney knew exactly what happened, and they dropped the charges, and then I was free to go at that point. But I had to fight my way through that process.
So let's talk about 2 things, though, because what the manager of the restaurant did not know is that you actually had everything on video. She could not have known, because when I watched the video myself, she goes, when the police come, she calls the police, and this is the body cam video, ladies and gentlemen. Wait till you see the body cam video that we were able to ascertain in this case, that proves not only did the manager of this restaurant lie to law enforcement, but because she lied, they took a very aggressive position and aggressive tone with this gentleman, all because that manager lied.
Okay, so say it again, you're gonna kick us out?
No, I'm asking you if you'll switch tables.
No, I'm not switching tables.
What did you just say? I'm not going to be videoed, and I'm asking you to switch tables.
And I'm not moving tables.
Okay, then I will call the authorities if you're going to be videotaping.
Ma'am, we are a paying customer.
I understand that, sir, but I'm not going to be videoed.
But you're not asking me, you're telling me.
I did ask you.
Okay, and I said no.
And I'm asking
You gave me a choice. You're gonna call the authorities?
Aggressive
No,
because
you're Facebook Live right now.
Okay, that's fine, but now you're being aggressive, so I will call the authorities.
I'm not being aggressive. Guys, do y'all think this is aggressive? What's your name?
Wow. I actually just asked you to switch tables.
And we said no. You asked us and we said
And
no.
I do have this rented out.
It's rented out.
Yes, it is.
Well, then why'd you give us this table?
Because there was a lot of time.
How much is the allotted time?
And there's over 2 hours.
We have not been here 2 hours.
Okay. Regardless, sir,
You
I
gonna
did
call
ask
the cops on us?
Well, I did ask you if I could switch your spots.
And you asked us, and we have an option. If you're asking me,
Okay.
we have
now
an
I'm
option.
telling you, I need you to switch tables with me, please. All right, you can do it.
And I didn't know we had a limit. I don't know anybody else having a limit of how long they
You
could
asked
be
us to
here.
remove us, and no, we'd like to stay.
And all of a sudden, it's a
We're gonna call
private
the
area.
police. We're gonna call the police now and have you escorted out of the building. Man, I'm not done. This is the person's name that was on the video, by the way. What's the name? Sherry Karen, may as well.
Live. Let's talk about that part.
Well, she came over and she told me I needed to move. And that was different than what I heard before, which was, we would like you to move. And I simply stood my ground. I said, ma'am, are you asking me to move? She said, yes. I said, well, then my answer is no. We're gonna finish our meal and then we're leaving. She decided to pick up the phone. She said, quote unquote, you're being aggressive. You saw the videotape, nothing aggressive about, my tone or my actions. We're middle-aged, we're sitting down, we're trying to enjoy.
And all you were doing on that particular video that I seen was saying, no, I decline your offer.
That's right.
I'm not going to give up my table for a group of white people.
That's correct.
Let's talk about the fact here now.
Yeah.
This is the elephant in the room that they didn't want to address. They wanted this beautiful couple, this beautiful Latino couple, to get up from a table where they were paying customers, compliant with everything, not disrespectful, not loud, not intoxicated, but because they wanted to accommodate a bigger party of white people, not only did they tell you you needed to leave, but you had to get up and get to the back of the bus and give up your table. And it was absolutely shocking from the video that I watched that when the police comes, she goes to the police, the manager, and said, we have a customer that's refusing to leave. He's trespassing. Then she says, he's being aggressive and he's threatening us. She absolutely told a 1,000% lie. And that restaurant's ownership has to be held accountable for having someone in leadership, in management, that would outright lie on a customer, and because of that lie, get him arrested.
I'm Officer Arnson with the Webster Police Department.
Yeah.
Okay? So the establishment wants y'all to leave now. Okay?
You know why they want us to leave?
Because they've asked you to move tables multiple times and you refuse.
And so they're asking me, and I say no. So are they implying that I have no choice? Because they asked me, I said no, I thought I had a choice.
So this is their restaurant. If they ask you to leave, you need to leave.
They asked me to leave without paying. I mean, they just want me to walk out and get arrested later for not paying.
Okay, they're asking
you know why they're asking me to leave, brother? I just for the record, I'm gonna leave. But you know why they're asking me to leave?
Why?
Because you see that table over there? They want to take this table right here, where I'm sitting. Wait a minute, where I'm sitting at, and they want to combine the table. No, let me finish.
No.
Let me
I don't
finish.
care. They've asked you to leave, so you need to get
No,
up and leave.
you need to care, brother.
You know what? Stand up.
Yeah, you're gonna arrest me now?
Yes, sir. Stand up. Stand up.
Now let him do what he's gonna do.
Put
Now
your-
I'm being
put your hands
arrested.
behind your back.
Now I'm being arrested. Here, take this and finish. I'm not. Y'all happy? They just wanted this table right here.
And this is the one that just speaks volumes about how law enforcement will listen to a white person who's complaining against a person of color, whether the complaint is true or not. They take that white person's word as the gospel. That cop on the videotape threatens you. He threatened him to do bodily harm to him if he didn't move quicker, if he didn't put his phone down. In 2024, when this happened, now in 2025, You would not think that a respectable man and woman as yourself, God-fearing people, respectable citizens, business owners
That's right.
in the great city of Houston would be treated like second-class citizens or maybe someone that they thought were illegal immigrants eating in that restaurant. I dare you tell this beautiful couple to get up and give their seat to some white folk because you needed more room. Brothers and sisters, we are going to protest that restaurant. We're going to send that restaurant a message that that behavior and how they treated this beautiful couple is completely unacceptable, and that in the city of Houston, if you do that, you will be held accountable. Tell us more about the ending of your court case.
I was in court, as you know, and the district attorney asked me to come up front, plead my case so that we can go on to a judge or jury. I told him that I had been arrested falsely, prematurely, that I was never asked to leave the restaurant. In fact, I asked the district attorney, how many times did the officer ask me to leave? He said 4 times on the statement, and he has a written statement from the police officer. And I said, so you charging me for trespassing? He says, no. I said, why wouldn't you charge me for trespassing if he asked me to leave 4 times? I said, the fact of the matter is, he didn't ask me to leave, and here's the video, and I played it back on my cell phone, and he said, we're gonna just drop the charges. And when I told the district attorney that I was going to pursue legal action against the city, he went on to tell me, well, you do realize that the city has the right to come back and repress charges on you if you do that. I said, wow, where's justice here? You're the district attorney. You just made a decision to remove or drop the charges on me. So what evidence do you see on this tape that would be brought back to you so that you could reconsider it and bring me back before you? Obviously, the officer made a false statement indicating that he had told me 4 times to leave. He didn't ask me. In fact, I was standing up when I videotaped him in my presence. And the last thing I'm gonna tell you on this situation is, when I was arrested, if you look at the video, my seat was being pulled from me so these other folks can sit on my warm chair as I was being hauled off that restaurant.
And let me say this, the district attorney's veiled threat and subtle threat to you is something that we as people of color should never tolerate. Too many Hispanic and Black people have dealt with rogue DAs who make vindictive threats against our people all the time. But we want to say to that DA, you threatened the wrong one in this case. Not only will we file a judicial misconduct complaint in that court, we will file a complaint against you for prosecutorial misconduct and for the judge allowing you to talk like that in his courtroom. We want bad prosecutors to know, like bad cops, we will hold you accountable also. Your days of railroading Black and brown people into prison, into jails and probations because they're poor, they cannot afford adequate representation, and you're just using them as cannon fodder for the criminal justice system, that day is over. We will hold prosecutors and corrupt cops that are corrupt accountable for how you treat our people. Enough is enough. The weaponizing of the district attorney's office, the weaponizing of law enforcement for racial purposes, socioeconomic purposes, that has to stop. And we're here to do something about that. We will be protesting that restaurant. And we want that manager to go. Let's see if you make us move on that good day. Thank you all for watching. Thank you all for listening. Stay focused, brothers and sisters. Keep your eyes on the prize. All power to the people. This is the People's News, bringing you the people's information and fighting for and on behalf of all human beings who deserve justice. Thank you for watching.